So there I was, Thursday afternoon, got off work early, first time in a long time, and went here just to stop in, say hello, talk to my buddies that I hadn't seen for a long time, and saw Otto, saw Derek, and had some great conversation, and then this happened, and we're going to talk about it. I've said a million times before on this channel, I am not one that really gets into the ready to run thing, but happened to be there at the shop, and my buddy says, "Hey man, take this out back and drive." He's got one. He says, "Take this out back and drive it." And so I took it out back and was really impressed with it. And so yeah, I had to pick it up and bring one home. But there is one difference. This one isn't ready to run. This is an actual kit. I love kits. When I say this thing comes with everything, I mean everything, right down to the transmitter, a stick pack, a nickel metal stick pack, charger, whole 9 yards, which I'm not using the stick pack. I did have it converted to a LiPo by Dean's, and well, you know, by adding the Dean's plug. But look at this, metal gears in the transmission or in the differential. 90% of this thing in individual bags is already built. You know, it's not like you got to build the diff or build all of these gears here. Everything is in individual bags and made it so easy to put together. I had this thing built in just under an hour and 15 minutes, and just went together with absolute ease. And after that hour and 15 minutes, this is what I wound up with. Now this thing is amazing. I didn't think that it was going to perform the way it does, but I got to tell you, this thing has a 14 turn 550 brush motor, and with the gearing stock, now with the stock gearing in this thing, it is ridiculously quick. I mean, it's crazy. Wheelies with no problem. Suspension is plush. It is just an amazing rig. And again, you could have built this thing with one hand tied behind your back. They made it so easy. Let me get the body off and I'll show you what we got. Along with taking the body off, this is one of the coolest body clip systems I've ever seen. And this body is attached. Let's see if I can get my big old fat fingers in here. It's attached in here. It comes down on two posts. Those posts there, I don't know if you can make it out, and I apologize, but two posts come down front, two posts come down rear, and then there's one, let's see if we can get it, one body clip per end. It holds both of them in place. And so you just, and they're on like rubber bands here, so you just simply pull it. See the size of that body clip? That's a great system. And again, front and rear, boom. And you can take the body, slam off that fast. The body itself, pre-painted with all the decals already in place. There is a protective film over it. You just peel that film back and wham, here you go. Now I believe there's a red one. This one is the black and green. I believe there's a red color scheme, and I'm not sure if there's any other ones, but I went with this one here because I've got a buddy who has a red one, and I'm sure that we're going to have a couple more at the track whenever we do get together and race, especially go race tomorrow night. But it's probably going to be some doubles of colors, and that's fine. But I just really like the black and green. I think it looks awesome, and it's a good piece, and that body's pretty solid, man. I mean, it's Lexan, but it's not a flimsy piece at all. It does have a molded grill up front, even though it's got the Arrma livery on it, but it's still a decent, nice added feature. Just a nice body. There she is, all neckified. But one of the wildest chassis I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a chassis that is it's almost a tubular design, and the battery plate or battery box is underneath. I'll pull that tray off in just a second. But the chassis was already assembled. The main piece here was already assembled. Basically just had to hang the motor, all the gears for the transmission, just slid into place. Add some arms, front and rear. Add the upper arms on the front, the locators on the back, shocks, front and rear, bumpers, front and rear, and then 4 tires. And it was pretty much done. It just went together so quick. The ESC is a Spectrum piece. It is an ESC and a receiver combo. But so far, no complaints. I have beat the literal hell out of this truck since I got it built. The only thing that I did do, and you may find it a little odd, the motor leads, as you can tell, are a little long. And so I just added a screw here, a long Tamiya screw that I could just attach a zip tie to and just hold those motor leads in place. I could have turned that ESC the other way, but with how short the wires were for the actual battery plug, I opted to go this way. Now the servo is a Spectrum piece as well. The cool thing about that servo is I did nothing but put it in there. You know, I didn't have to center it with one of my servo testers or anything. I basically put it in there because it already had a servo horn on it, and put everything together, and it was ready to go when I powered it up. As you can see, that servo horn is right there. And it's just a tie rod system, but nice beefy arms. I mean, it's got really nice skid plates on it. Let's see if I can open this battery box here. Oh gosh, just hang on. Let me get this battery box open. This battery box just clips. As you can see here, there's a push clip. You push it in on both sides, and then the door just opens up like such. Now I've got a battery in there right now, but had that battery and I've been in there, it would open all the way up, and you could take it out or take it, move it out of the way to put a battery in, and then simply listen. That's it. No, that's as simple as it gets, and just really nice. I'm really impressed with this truck for what it is. The shocks, oil filled, plastic body, but oil filled. Really just soft suspension. It's like glass, man. The servo on it is lightning quick for what it is. I thought it would be a little less than, but no complaints at all. Transmission's fairly quiet. The way I've got it meshed is I didn't want to have it so tight that it would burn the motor up, but fairly quiet for what it is. And these tires, now the tires are hollow, no foams whatsoever, but as you can hear, they do breathe, and plenty of traction. You know, dirt. I run it a lot in the grass yesterday, and it will hook and stand straight up on the bumper and just go away from here. It's a killer thing. The truck, the radio itself, I didn't show it. Let me show you how big the radio is. Kind of small, but it gets the job done with, excuse me, it does get the job done. It's a small radio, 2.4 digital proportion, whole 9, just normal, normal things like, steering dual rate and the trims. And on the back side, let's see, you got your 50, 75, and, your throttle limiter and the steering reverse, whatnot. Nothing wrong with it. If I keep dropping it, there'll be something wrong with it. But the fact that it comes with a radio, the battery, the charger, which I'm not going to show because I'm not using those, but you can see them there on the box. That's what it's supplied with. But with everything, the bag of tools, the manuals, and not to mention this kick-ass truck, $169. And that is unheard for what it is. And for the performance that I've seen with this thing right now, this is an absolute game changer. So I'm actually impressed and floored at the same time, because I've never owned an Arrma before in my life, and I was real skeptical about buying it. And I thought, oh my God, I'm buying a problem. I'm gonna tell you something. The kicking that I put on this thing yesterday it came back for more every single time. I'm talking cartwheeled it, endoed it, rolled it several times, and not trying to, but just, running through my yard. And I've got some not stumps, but I got some roots across here, and it would find some of those roots, get airborne. Next thing I know, it's just endoing across the yard. And I just knew it would have broken something, and it didn't. It didn't. If you don't have one, if you thought about it, pull the trigger, get yourself one. I'm telling you, for the amount of enjoyment and for the price and the fact that it is just about bulletproof, you can't go wrong. Again, it's an Arrma Gorgon, and check one out, man. If you get a chance, get your hands on one of them and just give it a test drive. You'll be hooked just like I was. Go drive it. Just go drive. Yeah, I'll never do that again. Hope you guys are happy, healthy. We'll talk to you real soon. And until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Later.